2019. Steve Sipress here. It is Direct Mail Monday, and I use the laptop camera because it makes things appear. Print comes out forward. When I use the iPhone, everything comes out backward. Don't ask me how that works. I even see behind me. I can see beneath the rhino. It says endangered rhino. Like that, you can read that. So that's why we're here on the laptop. Okay, Direct Mail Monday. So I noticed that of all the stuff that's arrived recently, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's very familiar, regular stuff I received over and over. And there's an important lesson in that. But first, let's get to a few of these, and then we'll share the lesson. And George is here. Good seeing you. We'll see if there's any questions, comments, concerns about anything here, and we'll get to the lesson. But we'll go fairly quick today because if you're a regular viewer or listener or however you're getting this information, you've seen or heard about all this stuff before. So the first one of my favorites, the old free lunch at the Golden Corral. I have to laugh because I'm a big fan of these lunch and learns, these seminars where you serve them a meal, you give some great information, and then just by the sheer numbers of it, if you do anything half decently at all, you're going to bring on some clients. So these things work, but man, you know, the WOW strategy, I talk about a lot, that I founded, I came up with to simplify the confusing and ever confusing world of marketing that the marketing gurus, it's in their interest to keep you confused about it, so you keep needing more help from them. You've got to buy more of this stuff. I simplified it with the WOW strategy. The first W of WOW stands for the who. Who are you targeting? Who ideally would you love to do business with you? And if you're inviting people to a free lunch at a Golden Corral, heck, what could be worse? Free lunch at McDonald's? I mean, you're inviting really low-level clients. So if that's your thing, that's fine. But, you know, I showed this to my beautiful wife, Michelle. She just laughs. And we're not going to that one. See, I go to a lot of these because I'm scouting them out, and I'm always checking things out, and I'm always testing, just like I'm always reading my direct mail. I'm always watching infomercials and looking at my mail, and I'm going to seminars. And I'm checking out sales and marketing because you got to stay fresh. You got to see what's going on. And that's what I've been doing for decades. So, but she's like, oh yeah, we're not going to that one. So understand that if you're looking for affluent, great clients that have lots of money to spend and can refer you, like refers like, there's another lesson right there. So great clients will refer you to more affluent, wealthy clients that have lots of money to spend and want the best products or services. And therefore you can make the highest margins and have a nice lifestyle and have the great clients. You can't invite them to a crappy place. So lesson learned from that one. And you've seen that before. If you've been on. Speaking of seeing it before, Cox Communications. That's the company that has that serves me the internet connection on which you are seeing this go over the internet, this Cox Communications, and they're constantly sending me stuff that's almost always the same. Here's a deal you've just got to see. But it's sent with the old bulk mail indicia. Indicating that they don't even know who I am. I'm just another whatever. You know, they use the variable printing, another lesson there. So as long as my name is printing out, might as well print it and say, Steve, here's something just for you. If you're familiar with Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and hopefully you are, and you've read it multiple times, you know that the sweetest word to anyone's ears is their name. So you use someone's name, and variable printing lets you do that. So they could have put a sticker or my name just on the envelope, but they used it on the actual letter that's on the inside of the window envelope. I'm guessing there's a letter there that'll have my name at the top, has my name on there, and likely has my name another couple of times throughout there so that I feel good about them. But I'm already a customer, and I would just like them to acknowledge and say, because you're one of our loyal customers, here's the deal. Like, otherwise I'm thinking, you know, how did I get this? Just, you know, randomly, as if I'm anybody else. And guess what? Not only do we get it all the time, but we got two of them right here arriving like within days of each other. And I assume if I opened it, they'd be the exact same thing. So I am not ready. I am not set, and I'm not going to find out what's in them. They're gone. And by the way, even if it is some kind of great deal, I understand that they also do like they have cable TV, we have direct TV, and they have a phone service. So we have my landline is through the old Cox Communications. So we're already using a couple of their services, and I'm not interested in using them for the cable TV, I think. So, it doesn't really matter anyway, but they're not intriguing me to open the thing up, and they just keep sending the same message that's failed over and over. So there's a lesson. You want to repeat. You want to send your stuff over and over to people because timing is the key. And you never know. When I just had a bad situation with DirecTV, which is well known, you can look it up on google.com or something, like DirecTV has horrendous customer service. And if you have them, you already know that, because it's not that if you have to call customers, their service is horrible. So you have to call customer service, and then you experience their horrible customer service. So if that happened to arrive on the day that I was miserable with DirecTV over something, maybe that timing is right. So you keep sending your marketing messages. You're online, offline, however you market, you keep sending it because the timing matters. Unless you're generating leads. And if you use the WOW strategy, and if you're a client of mine, you're really good at generating leads so that you don't have to keep paying to promote yourself to strangers and hope that the timing is right. You get them right now if they have any interest at all, and they might be a year away from buying, a month away from buying, an hour away from buying, but you generate that lead, you get it into your database. Now you can market to these people by sending a mail or email or social media, whatever you want, anytime you want, without having to pay the carrier, the post office, Facebook, Google, whoever it is that carries your message. You got to pay them. But if you get them, you generate the lead. Anyway, another lesson there. Generate leads, folks. Don't just keep selling and selling to strangers. That's a heck of a lot more expensive than generating leads and then getting your message out there repeatedly until they buy or die, as we say in the marketing world. They either buy or they just tell you, look, that's enough already. Stop calling me, or stop mailing stuff to me, or they say stop emailing all the time. Notice they don't often, they say do not call, there's a do not call list. They say do not email, there's a spam email thing, but direct mail, when's the last time somebody went down to the post office, pulled out a form and said, block all the mail coming for this person because it really bothers me? Somehow people are bothered by emails, they're bothered by phone calls, but they're not bothered by mail. Like, give me a break. I'll give you a hint. It's not the stuff that's bothering you. It's you that's choosing to be bothered by receiving marketing material, which I will take in all kinds of ways, and I want to read it all, and I want to see what's going on. I want to see all the emails. I want to get all the phone calls. I want to get all the people knocking on my door. You'll never see a no soliciting sign on the door. Solicit like crazy, folks. It's all education for me to learn what's working, what's not in the marketing world. So let's go on to see some other stuff that's working or not. We got the old Val Pack, and I know they say right on there to look inside could be $100, which I don't know anyone's ever gotten these. If you have, hey, Sean is here. Happy Monday, Sean. Hadley is here. Yes, good point. Sean points out that Cox is sending me 2 of the exact same identical mailing, just in case one gets lost in the mail. Not suggesting you do that, and obviously Sean, who besides being a exceedingly bright, sharp business person, also has a great sense of humor. So I don't know what form. I don't know. I love this one. Always my favorite. You got the rhinos right on there. Woohoo! We haven't gone over there yet to see them. But you can see I'm in a sweatshirt, not a typically ridiculous, ugly red Hawaiian shirt, because the temperature, while it's not snowing anymore like it was last week, it still hasn't broken above like 50s and 60s, although in a couple of days we're back to the 70s. And I know the temperatures have to rise soon because baseball games, Major League Baseball games, are going to start to be played here in about, I don't know, I think this Saturday or Sunday is opening day in the Cactus League, the spring training games here. So you know the temps got to go up into the high 60s and the 70s, which they will, and then I'll be back to the ugly red Hawaiian shirts. But got to get over and see those rhinos. I keep tucking these in here. More rhinos. We don't get rid of rhinos in this house. Okay, but the rest of the stuff looks like it's all whatever. And you can look back through the archives. I did one video that went for a couple hours where I went through every single piece and critiqued every one. A Val Pack, a money mailer, some clipper coupon, whatever. Check that out. Went through every one. Not going to today. Those all. I believe there's no, I don't know, would it be $100? I don't think it'd be cash. I think it'd be a certificate or you know, something that would stand out. On the other hand, maybe they wouldn't make it stand out, so I purposely have to go through every one of these. So maybe, again, the timing is right. When something catches my eye, I go, oh, look, yeah, we do need professional house cleaning. What do you know? However, that's enough already. Oh, we love Mark. Speaking of Sean Jones, Mark at Venezia's Pizza. Is it Venezia's? But I know Mark, he's got 2 locations, and he's one of the primary sponsors for Sean Jones's Network Together events. So I always see Mark 4 times a year at that quarterly great event that Sean hosts, and he serves up the food there. So that's kind of cool. Okay, next. We get this one a lot. This is the Renewal by Anderson. I love this one because it's folded, and it seems like they just kind of put it in the mailbox because the message is, hey, we're in the neighborhood. You know, we're in the neighborhood, and we noticed houses need help, and blah, 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 and here's the special deal. And then they got the handwritten font. It's not real ink. It's not, he didn't really sign this or write this, but it's a handwritten font. So you want to use that in a different color, preferably blue, the color of a lot of ink pens. Because if you use black, then maybe people just think, you know, that's obviously not a pen. It's the same color, you know, they just printed it. But blue stands out like, hey, maybe he did really sign that if I don't look really carefully or whatever. So that's effective, at least catches the eye. And this appears to be just stuffed into the mailbox until you look and you see, no, it was in fact mailed, because it's actually a violation of federal law to stuff flyers into people's mailboxes. If you didn't know that, there's another lesson. Do not, when your team is out putting out flyers, use door hangers. Do not put them into mailboxes. That's a violation of federal mail laws. So it actually is mail, but it looks like, hey, you know, we're in the area, which, by the way, all contractors out there, you should do. Have your staff flyer, 10 homes. Go 3 homes down to the right, cross the street, go 5 homes across the street, go the other 2 homes across, and get a flyer written up and put it in the door and say, hey, we were in the area over at the Joneses across the street doing their painting, landscaping, plumbing, roofing, whatever it is you do. And, you know, they love us, and give us a call. Or because we're in the area a lot here, we will waive the trip charge, because on a day, if you call us, we'll set an appointment where we're out here anyway. That kind of stuff. And that's really effective. You absolutely can get more work from it. Now, can you get your guys to do it? That's another issue for another day. You got to motivate them properly. But of course, as with all human beings, you motivate them properly, they do what you want to do. It's called sales. It's called marketing. It's called managing people. It's all the same stuff. Persuasion, influence, sales, manipulation, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same. It's getting other people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. I think that was Dwight Eisenhower's definition of leadership. Okay, another one of my favorites is the old bag, fill a bag for the vet. Fill a bag for the vet. This thing actually, I love this. They're taking up every inch of space just about on here. Notice how, the graphic artist will tell you, oh, it doesn't look good unless it's centered and all the same font. And, no, of course you purposely want all different fonts. You don't want to make it easy to read. Then people just go, oh yeah, I see it. They chop it. You want to make it difficult to read. Buy all kinds of different fonts and have it off-center and have it cockeyed. So the people, it's an involvement device. It's known in the marketing world. So the people have to go, wow, what's that? It's tough to read font. I got to read it again. They've got this piece in their hands. They got your stuff in their hands for a lot longer than the thing that's easy to read. Oh, this one's easy to read. They toss it in a second. Don't let them toss your thing in a second. Put all kinds of copy on here. Blank space, never sold anything. The more you tell, the more you sell. Words sell, okay? Testimony, if you have nothing else to put on there, put some testimonials, some happy people. But I love this one. They got all kinds of reasons why to fill a bag for a vet. It's tax deductible. You don't need to be at home, rain or shine. They're overcoming all the objections here. The driver is going to just pick it up. You don't have to be there. We need these things. Please donate to the veterans, which, I thank everybody out there for your service. Sean Jones, his wonderful husband, Robert Jones, is a Marine. So thank you, Sean, and thank you, Robert, for your service. And, if in a gated community, please call. But otherwise, they're just coming by on this gate, and they'll pick it up. And in here, I love it, is a bag. An actual plastic bag, again, They could just put a blank bag, but why not fill every centimeter up of the bag with more copy? Just in case you open it, you put the bag out, then you forget, what's this bag for? Well, it's tough to forget when they just filled it up with copy again. Explain everything to put in it. Here's a number to call if you need, blah, 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 all the reasons to do it. Just fill this thing up with the stuff, put it outside, and they pick it up. Let's see what's saving that bag, because I love doing that. Okay, next. And that comes, I don't know, every few months they come by and we get the bag and we throw stuff in it. We love it. Okay, next. Great offer here. Now, earlier, I talked about the first letter of the WOW strategy. The W stands for the who. Who do you ideally want to do business with you? That's all you think about in all your marketing. Next letter in the WOW strategy is the O, and that stands for the offer. The irresistible offer, not a crappy offer. Here's an example of a crappy offer. It was going to be next, but it's a crappy offer. 20% off of retail. Everyone knows retail markups like 2-3 times. 20% off is nothing. Give me 70% off and I'll think about it. 20% off. Give me a break. That's nothing. I can get much better deals all over the place. Oh, not to mention they got to put in a whole paragraph in tiny print of what's known as weasel clause. All the reasons you can't use this thing. So not only is it crappy to begin with, 20% off, but it's, a copy's not accepted. Limit 1 coupon, savings certificate, or discount per item cannot be all the why you can't use it. Like, what are you talking people out of your offer? Not only is it crappy to begin with and not compelling, maybe not crappy, but not compelling at all, not irresistible, certainly. And then you got to talk people, copies not accepted. Why would you be so dumb to not accept copies? You're making money every time someone comes in the store with a 20% off coupon. You're going to not allow, if somebody, give you a hint. If somebody comes into your store and says, I got that coupon in the mail. I left it at home, but I was just driving by your place and I don't have it. But I want to come in and buy stuff. Will you still give me the 20% off? And you say to them, oh no, you must have the coupon? Or they somehow brought in a copy, as if someone make a copy and they, oh yeah, no, you can't use it. What are you, crazy? Let them buy stuff. You're making a profit on everything. Dumb player that we get all the time. From a big company, it's surprising the thing is so dumb until you realize who's doing it. Big companies don't have smart marketers doing their marketing. They have kids with marketing degrees from college that don't know the first thing about marketing. They've never actually sold anything. They've never actually earned their own money. They've never actually done anything for themselves. They got a job. They get somebody else to pay them, and they're not accountable or responsible for the sales because they just say something like, well, it takes years to tell whether the campaign's working, and they have all this language of their own, talking about weasel clause, to explain their own incompetence. Well, in the small business world, we don't have years to wonder if we're making money. We got to make money now. We got to put out money and get more back and get it quickly. And that's why you use the WOW strategy and not the BS marketing big companies. But okay, that's a crummy, mediocre offer. At least it's not 5% off or 10% off, but it's not irresistible. This one is great. LA Fitness, less than $1 a day. Love it. And then the see inside for details. I'm going to tell you all the details. I want you to open this thing up. It's a self-mailer, which means it just folds up and has a tab. And you take off this little plastic tab or whatever, and the whole, there it is. It's just glued, actually. So it has some glue on it, which is not stretching out. There you go. So it was glued together. So it's a self-mailer, and all, I got the 1 week guest pass, join for less than $1 a day. That's the irresistible offer. If I have any interest in working out, I'm pretty sure that less than $1 a day sounds good. Less than $1 to go work out. And they're targeting a specific target market, in this case, I believe, of young women, young adult women. And so they have the young woman who's on the outside all happy and smiling, doing her yoga or stretching, whatever. And then inside, you got there's a couple of guys in the background, but it's focused on the woman who's now running on a treadmill. And here you got 2 women that are working out together and doing push-ups or whatever. They're some kind of crazy high-five push-up. I guess I don't know anything about working out, whatever that's called, the official high-five push-up, the high-five team push-up. And then they have a guy. Although, since he is a really good-looking guy, that also would appeal to the women saying, yeah, by the way, while I'm working out, these really good-looking, fit muscled guys are hanging out watching me, and maybe, you know, I'll get a date out of it or whatever. So, or maybe I'll just enjoy my workout because there's cool scenery. So that's a great example of understanding the who that they're going after. Or on the other hand, now that I think about it, they might be targeting the young man who goes like, oh yeah, I get to, you know, the scenery is great. I got to watch these women work out. So, but I really think it's targeted to women here. But anyway, love the irresistible offer, less than $1 a day. Just sounds great. And then, of course, you open it up, and it's even better than that. It's 1 week free. 1 week free. Think about it. That's called the tip of the iceberg theory. There's another lesson learned. The tip of the iceberg theory. Okay, the iceberg, everyone has heard the story. 90% of the iceberg is below water. That's all the money after the initial purchase is the under the water part of the iceberg. The initial purchase is actually, it looks big in real life. Not that I've seen icebergs in real life a lot, but I've seen them in the movies. Oh, it looks big, big iceberg. No, underneath is where it's big. And business owners make that mistake. You look at the initial sale and you go, I got to make money on that initial sale. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Forget about making money on the initial sale. Give it away for free. $1. Just make that initial sale. Get people into your place. Then they can meet people and see how much fun it is and how great you are and how many towels they can use and how the locker room is clean and doesn't, you know, you're open 24 hours a day. You know, get them in there with an irresistible offer, and then they can renew and renew and renew. And then the friends are asking, where are you working out? And then they refer. And that's all the iceberg under the water. But too many people put out crappy offers to try and make money on that initial purchase instead of having the nerve and the sense to be bold and figure out how much you can give away for free so that you can get that tip of the iceberg taken care of without having to make money and get to where all the money is below the surface. Oh, I see some questions, comments, concerns, issues. Sean is saying, Vanessa's will be happy for your plug. Thank you. She's thanking me on behalf of them and this and that and all good. Sean says, flyer the neighbors works. I generate lots of new clients that way. Yes, indeed it does. Congratulations. And Sean says, hoorah for her husband, Robert, a Marine. Thank you again for your service, for defending us, for keeping us free, and allowing us to use direct mail and all kinds of other marketing because we're a free country. Thanks to freedom isn't free, right? Thanks to those who have sacrificed to protect us and keep us safe. So this one, you know, I haven't shown this really at all because it's not really direct mail. It's a magazine. I went to Boston College Law School, right? And so I don't know how they keep finding me. Every time I move, you think I certainly don't, you know, let them know that I move. I care less about receiving these things. Like once in a while, if it's somebody on the cover that I know, or there's something catch, I'll look in it, and once in a while I'll look in for the, which one? I don't look at the undergrad one because I didn't go to BC undergrad. I went to BC Law School, but they send me both of these, but I'll look in for the class notes, right? Maybe you do that. I look in for, you know, who's the class notes? Maybe it's somebody I know. Oh, maybe these pictures of somebody I know. But I mean, I really don't care. But they keep finding me and they keep sending me things. And then I do get emails and phone calls. Oh, it's time. It's the drive for, you know, donations and whatever. And maybe, you know, when I die, put it on my will and we build a Steve Sipress wing of the marketing center or whatever. Like, but it's not going to happen. And in fact, my diploma is right up there on the wall. There it is. Okay, and I did a video on that, Throwback Thursday a while back. You can, geez, I'm not good at the reverse camera thing. You can see it in the archive somewhere about the story behind that hilarious way that I have mounted and hung my law school diploma, the thing that's not worth the paper it's printed on, because never confuse schooling with education, folks. Schooling is almost completely a waste of every second of it, unless you do need, because of government regulations, to have a degree to be a professor or a doctor or an attorney. There are some states you don't need to go to law school, like Abe Lincoln did not go to law school and become an attorney. So you don't need to go to law school to become an attorney. But there are some professions where you need that. Okay, then you got to suck it up and waste all that, you know, give all that money to somebody, that overpriced schooling just to get the piece of paper and do what you want. But I didn't want to do that. You don't need any certification from any school. You know, there's schools that teach entrepreneurship. People actually pay money to take 4 years of classes in entrepreneurship. I never heard more of an oxymoron. Like, they're paying for 4 years to take classes in entrepreneurship when if they would have just gone out and been an entrepreneur for those 4 years, they learned more in the first week of actually being an entrepreneur than they did in all 4 years of thinking about it and talking about it and reading about it, or whatever the heck they must do in those useless classes that are just designed, of course, to suck every dime out of their pocket and put them in debt for the rest of their life. That's the American way. And the final piece I'll share is, there it is, folks. The AARP membership expiration. I got the email I talked about last week that I'm about to get my, it's in the car in the trunk organizer from AARP. You know, I told my beautiful wife Michelle, in 10 years, the whole car will be filled up with these free trunk organizers. Because let's see, I open this up, and we're going to get a letter that says your membership has just expired, but you, dear friend, first of all, we just talked about variable printing. What's with the dear friend? Why don't you put my name on it? Or dear member. Correct, dear friend. Your members, but you know, how am I to criticize? I'm sure they test all the different things and they know what works. Your membership is just expired, but you can still be eligible for the benefits, including the 13 blah blah. If you send in your renewal form of your payment right away, blah 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 blah. Where is the bonus? Where's the bonus? I don't see the bonus of the trunk organizer. What the heck? There's no bonus of the trunk organizer. Good thing I kept the email. But this is smart. When you're sending out an offer, send the, oh, it's not as smart. They have the place stamp here. Okay, so what you want to do is you send out the return envelope. So if you're using a, this is smaller, but if you're using a number 10 envelope, there's something called the number 9 envelope that is the reply envelope. Fits right inside. And you put the postage paid indicia on there, which you do not pay, by the way, until that postage is actually used. So you print it on there. These cheapskates could print it on there and say, you know, you can mail this back for free, but for the 55 cents, they gotta get 55 cents out of me. Don't be ridiculous. Of course, they also have a website or a phone number to go to, so that I don't have to pay 55 cents to mail them my renewal, but I can if I want. And AARP, by definition, is the American Association of Retired Persons or People or something, which I am not, of course, and never going to retire. But I hit the age of 50 and was eligible to join this thing. And so us older folks like to write checks and include a money order, it says even, or and actually mail physical things. So if you're marketing to an older who, you might want to give them the option of physical visits from salespeople, phone calls, way down the list is second best, and nothing else is third. But you want to give them the option of a phone call to pay, a mail to pay. A lot of them are not even trustworthy of putting like credit cards into the internet, things like that. Anyway, good thing I have the email to renew and get my trunk organizer. Kind of ridiculous. I thought that was going to be, you get your trunk organizer. So maybe I can wait another couple of weeks and they'll mail me the free trunk organizer thing. But I'll send them my 15 or 20 bucks or whatever it is and get my free trunk organizer for 20 bucks and receive all their marketing for the next year. Because that's the only reason I'm a member. I love to see what they're doing for marketing. Another lesson there. You should spend some money with some smart marketing companies just to get on their mailing list. As a buyer, they have a buyer list, and you should too have a buyer list as opposed to a prospect list. Humongous difference. Even if they spent only $1 with you, they go on a buyer list. They have trusted you enough to give you money, no matter what amount it is. All the studies show it doesn't matter if it's a penny. Once they have transacted any kind of monetary amount of money, any kind of amount of money at all, from a penny and up, they go into a buyer list, and they're many times more likely to do more business with you than someone who's never given you anything. So I like to get on the buyer lists. So I give companies 10, 20, 50 bucks and buy something from them. And then I stay up on all that's going on in the marketing world, and you should too. You shouldn't rely on tuning into my videos every day, although you should tune into my videos every day. But don't, you know, somebody, I was at a party the other night, and somebody said, "Oh, Steve Sipress, yeah, I watch your videos," and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then the next person was, "Well, I own a business. How do I get the videos?" So that was kind of cool, like, oh, this mini celebrity thing of like somebody knew me from my videos. But they were like, "Oh, yeah, good stuff on there." I'm like, it's like nothing personal, but everything I just talked about here, even it's 101, it's less than 101. It's the most scratch the surface basic business advice there is. like, my clients get real advanced advice. But you can get that basic advice and even a little more than I share in the videos here, a little more advanced, by going to helpfromsteve.com. I'll get on the phone with you. I'll talk to you about 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it takes to find out about your situation and your goals, your obstacles, whatever's going on. And I will give you real suggestions that you can take real action on. That's the variable, the key. You've got to take action and actually put a lot of money in your pocket. And then some people that do that down the road, of course, they become clients. Anyway, but even if you don't, I help you out. Helpfromsteve.com. It's a long list, but get on there and eventually I'll get to you and I'll give you the help. And eventually I'll be back tomorrow on Topical Tuesday, where I'll share something that's in the news and a business lesson from it. So Lincoln is here. Good seeing you. Oh, we got some more. Sean says, a good lesson tonight. Thank you. I appreciate the props. Jim is here. Okay, I don't see any other questions, comments, concerns, so we'll call it a night for Direct Mail Monday, February 25th, 2019. I'll catch you tomorrow on Topical Tuesday, February 26th. Can you believe? Oh, February is almost coming to an end. 2 months of the year, folks. Are you 2/12, 1/6 of the way towards your goals for the year? Like, let's get on it. The year is going by before you know it. The whole decade is almost over. Let's get on it. Catch you tomorrow. Adios.